Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Monday to you and your family. Hope you're having an amazing day and a great weekend, of course. Not a lot going on this weekend for Bitcoin as per usual, right? Kind of just went sideways. Pretty much the same thing for the last, 10 days here. So we are stuck right here at about the 26,100 range. We're going to see if there's any potential for breakouts and just generally kind of take a look at some backend data, see what's going on there as well with High Block Capital. So again, thanks again so much for joining me here. If you are new to the channel, not a financial advisor, as per usual, love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is the site, link down below. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look here at Bitcoin and just kind of talk a little bit about the big picture and see what's going on. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and take a quick peek at the monthly just before we get started here. In fact, let's pull up a better chart for the longer time frame, kind of get perspective on what's going on, because again, we've been stuck on this situation where we're close to 50 on the RSI, not really breaking through or merging, really kind of just telling us that we're stuck in this range. Okay, big surprise, we know that we dropped down from 28,600 roughly to about 24,000. Now we're averaging at 26. Okay, so is the price going to go up or down? Well, we can see on stochastics for the larger time frames that we are starting to see that divergence. So it's starting to catch up with us here. Basically just means that we don't need to worry about that too much. It's the second or third divergence that you want to really concern yourself with. And what I mean by that is just take a quick look here at some of these previous ones. It takes a little while for that to actually catch up. So this indicator is more of a lagging indicator, kind of letting us know that we started the downtrend, but we may not be at the bottom. Okay, just something to kind of think about there. We can also see here with the conversion or convergence slash divergence on the MACD. We're kind of sort of drawing dead and plateauing here as well. So all that momentum we had to the upside is now gone. So we're going to say that really the monthly is telling us that we're just kind of stuck on stupid. That's a term I like to use casually, so I hope you don't mind. But generally speaking, the simple way of looking at it here is that all these averages, everything that's like kind of where it's supposed to be is where we're at. In other words, everything kind of telling us that we have momentum is gone. And all of these indicators telling us we're at a specific key level resistance or support, we're averaging ourselves at exactly at those levels. Okay, it does tell us a lot here in the sense that we could see a bounce soon, but also tells us that potential further downside as well is a possibility. Okay, so again, nothing definitive on the monthly. It is nice that we're above the 50-day SMA, but if we close below, just say 26,000 this month, that would not be good. Okay, so again, just some things to kind of think about with the big picture. That is the monthly. Take a look at the weekly here. We are in better shape on the weekly because we do have some moving averages working with us here, at least the 50-day SMA. We can also see that we are under 50 on the RSI, which is never a great sign on the weekly. And then we also have a divergence here as well that's continued for the last 5 weeks straight. So we've been diverging for about 5 weeks. Technically, you look at it, we hit our peak roughly 7 or 8 weeks ago, but generally speaking right now, we are in a situation where the price action is still continuing lower. So we want to expect the price to go lower before it comes higher, but again, there's a lot of reasons on the daily and the smaller time frames that we might be able to see the price action shifting gears. But again, when we have such a significant price movement here, what was it? That was once again about a 10 to 12% candle in 5 minutes. It's going to take a while for it to recover. Okay, so you cannot expect the price just to shoot right back up because everyone thinks that this is a good value. You got to recognize tons of people are in at 30,000, and now those people trying to buy in at 30,000, they have no money left here at 26. So again, it was a shocker to a lot of folks, and that's just kind of how it goes. But generally speaking, we're at this point right now where it's not fantastic, but let's go ahead and see if there's any reason why the price may return back upwards. So first and foremost, looking at the daily, and we'll jump over to High Block Capital here in a minute, we can see that we are below the 200-day SMA. Pretty straightforward, 27,500, that's a key level resistance. As I mentioned before, we have that CME gap there at that range too. So with that being said, if we have a CME gap at that range right here in this 27,500, what's that going to do for us? Well, it should be an initial rejection point, so we could very well see the price action come up here and then reject down lower. Okay. Again, it could come up here, consolidate, and go through. Don't get me wrong, that's definitely still a possibility, but we want to expect the worst and hope for the best, right? So let's talk about an example here on the MACD. See, we got a MACD that's trying to converge here, and we're starting to see that shift in momentum. Now, the price has been going sideways, so it's not a lot of momentum at all. But in truth, if you look at it previously, when we had similar price action, you can see right here on August 8th, there was a situation in which the price action converged. So we had a price digressing, came up here to converge on the MACD, false positive, shot us back down here within about a week later. Okay. So hypothetically, we could be coming up to this level here to converge on the MACD. fill that CME gap and come back down. That's a possibility. Okay. Again, so just we want to kind of train ourselves to believe that the price could come down lower, while it may not ever do that. Okay, we could be at the absolute bottom, but I don't really like what I see here so far, right? It's not looking fantastic for Bitcoin, especially with all this sideways action. A lot of times when you just go sideways for so long, another week or two of this, and we're going to see a massive breakout one way or the other. Pretty much what we saw here previously, because the price was stuck here in this range for roughly, 15, 20 days? So yeah, again, 2 to 3 weeks of sideways action. Never a great sign here for Bitcoin. And honestly, the whole market is, I wouldn't say fairly garbage, but there's some unique altcoins taking off right now, and just not a lot of consistency. So it's not the easiest market to navigate, so just please understand if you're having some difficulty, it's pretty common. All right, so that being said, Bitcoin 4 hour, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let's take a quick peek here at the RSI. We can see we're retesting 50 on the RSI, potential breakthrough there. Once again, we get this rejection at about 26,250. Price is back down to 26.1. So in truth, again, 4 hours not really all that telling either. There's no shift in momentum. There's no major key, there's nothing really that you can see here that's like stark reality. Okay, it's kind of, again, stuck going sideways and not really all that entertaining, for lack of better terms. Even the hourly, when we come down here to digress like this, for example, we're still unable to pass this higher high and essentially create higher highs. You could stretch out the truth and say we're making higher lows, but that's a stretch, because honestly on the 4 hour and the 1 hour time frame, we don't have any type of consistency, right? It's going all over the place. So in truth, one thing you can kind of rely on is maybe some of the backend data. So let's talk about that and kind of wrap it up here for you and kind of see. So first of all, we got some massive liquidation levels at about 24,800. So 24.8 is that range, and then of course, once again, right around 27,600, we got some shorts that could get liquidated too. Those are some positions kind of hanging out there, some stop losses, and effectively some ranges there. So when we take a look at the overall sense here, we can see volume is pretty much dead. Okay, with the volume being kind of not going anywhere, obviously the price isn't going anywhere as well. We can see as well here though that this is beneficial but not super telling, considering it's been low volume. We do have more longs opening than shorts opening in the recent past. Okay, so there is a slight consolation there that the bias right now is potentially slightly more towards long positions. Taking a look here really quick at the net longs, where they're averaged out, we can see with open interest, we got some late longs here right at the 26,100 mark. So 26.1 is roughly where the most longs are at, and they're tentatively underwater here, just by a little bit there. And then as far as shorts are concerned, we got a lot of shorts right there at 25.9. So shorts are feeling the pinch more so than the longs, but it really depends on how you look at it. Okay, so I think with Bitcoin jumping up over 26,000 here earlier today, there's more longs than shorts because of it, but I don't really trust it, honestly. So at this point, we've got like a 51% probability of the price going up and 49% is going down. It's just ridiculous behavior, and it's really, really annoying, for lack of better terms, and not much to do to trade in that regard, at least for Bitcoin. There's plenty of altcoins that are surging. You look at this, there's peaks and valleys everywhere. Some altcoins are dropping like rocks, while other ones are overextended and should turn around, but they don't. Okay, so unique markets, a lot of manipulation. Be very careful right now. I personally am taking a bit of a sideline here. Of course, we got some swing trades open. I'll open a few more this week as well, but I'm going to be pretty selective with the ones that I choose. We're going to have a nice open range to ensure that these ugly candle wicks that we're seeing here on a lot of altcoins are not going to get stopped out immediately. We have some chance to recover and hold those positions open. Main reason why, and you got to recognize this too, is we're using low leverage, low position sizes, 5 to 10x tops per trade, and it allows for you to kind of navigate these environments a little easier without getting absolutely demolished within seconds. Because you see a lot of folks out there, unfortunately, 20, 50, 100x, and they're not sharing with you probably all the losses they're taking. They're only sharing the gains there. So again, keep that in mind. You're going to take some wins, you're going to take some losses, but you'll take a lot less if you use low leverage and low position size, and you're going to feel better at the end of the day having known that you didn't get demolished. Okay, so just please understand that. All right, anyways, I hope that makes sense, and this was a helpful review. Sorry, extremely boring market right now. Not much we can really say about that. I'll cover a few altcoins here soon. I think we're going to check out API 3, maybe Ape. I got a request from one of my community members for comp. Speaking of requests, if you get a chance to jump on down to our Discord, come on over there. We got an awesome group community. Same thing with our Twitter as well. Starting to grow there, and it's a lot of fun. I send out playout charts and as much technical and fundamental news as possible. Be sure to check that out. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you on the next video. Take good care.